Let me know when we live.
All right, I'm sitting there waiting.
I'm muted, y'all. When everybody paddling, I'm trying to share this out.
We're gonna start in a second, y'all. We just letting people pal in real quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pal in. We waiting on y'all to pal up in here, man. We finna get this show on the road. Don't leave. Don't do none of that, man. Stay tuned. We'll get you a bottle of water, man. Room temperature, preferably. Sit back and enjoy the show, man. We finna go for broke. We putting our life on the line for y'all. But y'all niggas don't think this shit that serious, man. But it's really that serious.
You get me? You get me? Make sure y'all share the link. Get the lab busting.
I need 1,000 motherfuckers in here, man. So all the people that's in here right now, I need y'all to go ahead and shut up, man. Check in, check in. Shout yourself out, man, in the comments. Whatever y'all need to do, man. Shut us. Let's go. Still waiting on y'all to pile in, man. We know y'all up. There we go. Come on. Waiting on y'all to pile in. Let's
Share that
go.
link. Share that link. Share that link. Let's get through 2020 as a family, you know.
All right. I low key want to go ahead and start this up. Get my little small introduction.
I don't know where my pen went. Skip it.
I need the whole hood up in this month. Man, let's go. If you think anything we gonna say gonna offend you, please leave now. We do not want you here. If you in my comments talking crazy, you will be blocked. Yes, it will happen. Your ass will no longer be a part of the stream. Please do not come on my live talking crazy. Let's just get educated and get on about our day. I like how we piling in. Let me get one more up in here. We can start this thing up. Yes, sir. All right, what's the word,
Share the
y'all?
link. Share the link.
I ain't even gonna say our name. I ain't even gonna say our names. We just finna go ahead and get it going. We got this PowerPoint presentation called The Cycle of Oppression, Breaking the Deep State. Now, for those that was in here last 2 nights ago, we got through about midway, but you know, we had technical difficulties, but we finna get it cracking today. Cause I done added a whole bunch of more stuff in here. We finna get it going. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm finna go for broke. The CIA damn near gonna have to kill me after this one. So, and it's just really a sprinkle. This ain't even the full information. This is just the sprinkle. I'm not even getting on child torture yet. I'm not even getting on that yet. So we really putting our life on the line for y'all niggas, and y'all don't realize it. But if this shit get viral, just know, protect us at all times if y'all see us in public. That's all I ask. I don't ask for no donations. Please do not donate. If you feel the need to donate, I don't even want a donation. Don't donate. YouTube is gonna steal the money. I don't want to hear nothing about your money being taken. I don't want to hear it. I'm not gonna go to court with YouTube. So y'all go ahead. Don't donate nothing. Don't do none of that. So let's go ahead and get it going.
Let's
We
get it started.
finna get into it. I need everybody to check in. I need all comments. I need all comments. Everybody commenting, checking in. Everybody commenting, checking in. Stop leaving and entering my live. Stay in here, man. Just like your parents tell you, once you go out, don't come back in. Well, same thing here. Once you come in this motherfucker, don't leave, man. Learn the information.
Share that link. Share that link. Share that link. We need our people up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we finna get it going. So we created this little, we decided to go live because we feel like we be arguing with too many niggas on Snapchat, and we can't keep doing that. So we gotta just have one big video where we can just share all the facts, and so we just gonna finally prove and shut these niggas up. We're gonna tell them to kiss our ass. Because at this point, I'm done arguing. I'm not responding to nobody no more. If you don't believe it, that's on you. If you want to go get vaccinated, go with them niggas. Just know when we build our shit, black people, some of these motherfuckers won't be coming with us. You're gonna have to kiss their ass goodbye. So I don't want to hear it. Let that go. So we finna go ahead and get going. Once again, this is really just the eye opener. This is not even gonna be explicit or deep detailing, but just know, for all my Obama lovers out there, if you love Obama and you think you cannot handle this presentation, please leave now. I cannot have you crying on my comment section. I don't want to hear none of that.
You gonna be hurt.
If you feel your feelings are going to be hurt in this slide. I'm not even going to get on religion. I'm not going to get on religion today because I don't want people leaving. So I'm going to leave y'all alone for today on that. But just know, it may come up a few times, but I ain't going to expose it. So let's kick it off. Hold on. Yep, let's kick it off. If y'all just joining in, go ahead, add to the comments, shout yourself out, whatever y'all want to do. What's the word, family? All right, we finna go ahead and kick it off. Now, we're gonna start off a little light here, and talk about everything that's leading up to what's going on now. So if you don't know by now, the Illuminati is real. The Illuminati is very real, and they are literally trying to take over the world. And this shit's been happening in front of our faces for hundreds of years, thousands of years, and nobody has said a thing, or the people that have said a thing is either dead or locked up. So we need people to understand that this shit is way more serious than y'all think it is. And y'all think it's just going to end at vaccines, and it's really not. Your ass gonna end up in a FEMA camp if you don't make the right decision come November. So let's get it in. We finna get to talking about this League of Nations and what's going on. Let me get to 50 people, y'all. So I'm going for broke. Give me the 50 people and let's get to 100, get to 1,000.
Share that link.
Yeah, I'm going for broke. So now we about to get into the League of Nations. League of Nations is basically, everybody should know what it is. I shouldn't even have to go over it. I'm about to give out a definition, but I'm not about to sit here and go over what League of Nations is. You was in history class, you learned it from 6th grade. I don't need to go over it. But we all know that the League of Nations is nothing but a failed United Nations. So here's the definition for it. Here's what it stands for. The League of Nations, abbreviated as LON, was the first worldwide intergovernmental organization whose principal mission was to maintain world peace. Started by Woodrow Wilson. Now, I want y'all to remember that the U.S. never joined the League of Nations because the Senate opposed it, and they didn't want to be worried about foreign affairs. Basically, they didn't want to be in other countries losing money. They wanted to keep their money. But Woodrow Wilson started this little organization, and obviously it was started in 1920, right after World War I. So the big issue I have is here is around the end of World War I is literally was around the time that everything started to click, and around the time of the end of World War II. So that's really when the plan started to come in action. That's when they started to create this new world order plan, and they started to use it against the American people. So now I'm about to tell y'all how they conspired with starting World War II, or they just let it happen blindly. So if you go here, let's go to this article right here, Council Foreign Relations. On March 16, 1935, Adolf Hitler announced that he will rearm Germany in violation of Treaty of Versailles. Hitler revealed that Germany had begun to construct an air force and unveiled plans to reinstitute conscription and create an army of more than 500,000 men. Britain, France, Italy, and the League of Nations all issued statements condemning Hitler's decision, but did little to penalize Germany. Now, a thing about the League of Nations is they didn't have any army power. So how can you be this corporation to maintain world peace when you have no army power to stop somebody from taking over the world, which makes no sense whatsoever. So that's why they was really banking on the U.S. to join, because they knew the U.S. had the strongest army power. So basically, that's how you kind of just realize, like, why are you creating this if you know it's not going to lead well? So we all know this is red flag number one. So let's just go ahead and skip World War II. We all know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all study history. Hopefully y'all learned that in history class. So now, but what you did learn in history class, what they did tell you was that all the Nazis was either dead or they were in jail. So that was the biggest lie told the man. This is what happened. Operation Paperclip happened. If you don't know what Operation Paperclip is, I'm about to explain it to you. Give me a second. So the U.S. decided to bring the Nazis scientists to America to basically get information on the American people. It says here, the Operation Paperclip was the biggest national security breach in American history. This operation brought more than 1,600 Nazi scientists to America after World War II to study the minds of the American people. See, that's like literally the huge. That's a problem right there. That's the biggest problem right there. And why are they studying the American people? You know what I'm saying? So these are the brains right here. This is what runs Nazi Germany. This is what ran Nazi Germany back then in the 40s. All of those soldiers, those was just, the muscle. These was the big boys. You know what I'm saying? These was the man that was running the show. So you gotta understand how smart they were. So let's get on how they like to conspire, how the CIA is just, this operation that likes to do secret, things without anybody knowing. And you know what I'm saying? They can just get away with anything they want. So let's go here. The CIA's secret quest for mind control, torture, LSD, and a poisoner in chief. Now, mind you, I'm not even gonna get into MK Ultra yet. I have a view video and I got a slide on it. And then you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into that yet, but just remember that. And just remember mind control. As a part of the search for drugs that would allow people to control the human mind, which I don't know why the CIA is always interested in that, CIA scientists have become aware of the existence of LSD. And this became an obsession for early directors of MK Ultra. Actually, the MK Ultra director, Sidney Gottlieb, can now be seen as the man who brought LSD to America. He was the unwitting godfather of the entire LSD counterculture. That's a problem. In the early 1950s, he arranged for the CIA to pay $240,000 worth of the world's entire supply of LSD. He brought this to the United States and he began to spread it around to hospitals, clinics, prisons, and other institutions. Basically, he spreaded it to the American people without them knowing. So it says, asking them through bogus foundations to carry out research projects to find out what LSD was and how people reacted to it and how it might be able to use as a tool for mind control. I don't know why the CIA was so fascinated with mind control. I really do, but we still don't know why. So let's get into Operation Mockingbird. Hold on, let me sip some water. I'm about to go in. Excuse me, y'all. All right. So Operation Mockingbird, obviously it was started by the CIA, of course. Operation Mockingbird is a legend large-scale program of the United States Central Intelligence Agency that began in the early Cold War and attempted to manipulate news media for propaganda purposes. It funded student and cultural organizations and magazines as front organizations, meaning they literally used the Cold War to figure out a way to find out how they can manipulate the American people into wanting to go to war with people. Excuse me. So basically what they did was they posted nothing but like all on the TVs, they did nothing but show negative things about Russia and all of these other communist starting countries. And then they wanted to see if the American people would react. But if you didn't know about the Cold War, nobody wanted to go to war. Nobody wanted to go in the Korean War. Wanted to go to the Vietnam War. So everybody that think this is just like white people just want to go to war. No, white people just don't want to go to war. It's not just white people. So white people was getting beat on too in the 60s and 50s as well for protesting the war. So y'all can't act like we was just the only people getting beat on back then. So now let's get into what the Central Intelligence Agency is. The Central Intelligence Agency is a civilian foreign intelligence service of the federal government of the United States, tasked with gathering, processing, and analyzing national security information from around the world, primarily through the use of human intelligence. Now, we all know who that use of human intelligence is definitely Nazi scientists, because the Nazi scientists came before the CIA came. So now what they did was they gave these Nazi scientists, they granted them U.S. citizenship, and then once they did that, they gave them jobs all around America, and then some of them were put in the Central Intelligence Agency to help study the minds. So it was founded in 1947 by Harry S. Truman. I forgot to put that in here. So now let's get to propaganda. Propaganda is a form of communication to distribute information. It is always biased The information is designed to make people feel a certain way or to believe a certain thing. The information is often political and it is hard to tell whether the information is true or false, meaning that they can tell you anything that they want and you don't know if it's true or not. So basically, you don't know if everything that they've been telling you about Russia from this point on has been a lie. Because all they've been doing is trying to say that Russia keep hacking us when it's not Russia. So you know what I'm saying? You have to realize what's fake and what's not in the media. But I mean, we're gonna get into that a little bit later. So now I want to read this last part right here. It says, "Is in its origins, propaganda is an ancient and honorable word. Religious activities which were associated with propaganda and commanded the respectful attention of mankind. It was in later times that the word came to have a selfish, dishonest, and subversive association. In the later times, basically meaning today, or not today, but around this time of the period of wars. So basically, I mean, religion was never honorable to begin with. We only really get into the Catholic Church and that pedophilia, So it was never honorable to begin with, but it became dishonest and all this other stuff around this time. So here we have two videos right here from Disclosure Library. I suggested y'all go watch these two videos. Out of Shadows documentary. Oh, my bad, y'all. I advise y'all go watch these two videos. Out of the Shadows documentary. That's who these two videos are from. And then watch Fall Kabar Part 1 through 10. I advise y'all go watch those videos right now. Or after this live. Those are very two important videos, and you're gonna get your mind blown. But let's go. Let me know if y'all can hear this video. Let me know if y'all can hear this video. So, you know what I'm saying? As y'all heard, they literally were using news and all of these media outlets and movies and pictures and TV shows to manipulate the media, not the media, to manipulate the American people. So all that shit you watch on BET, all of that, all the Nickelodeon, everything that you watch is for a certain reason to get your mind to be on a certain thing and be at a lower vibration. So let's get into the second video. Listen to this. Listen to this part right here. Y'all heard what he said? He said at any time has any CIA activity that or any operation that they've done hasn't happened unless it was approved at the highest level, meaning that it has to be proved by the president of the United States. So basically, everybody knows. So from the president on down to the CIA, the lowest member of the CIA, everybody knows about what's going on. They know about the operations. So y'all got to stop thinking that these presidents is just these innocent people that's supposed to protect us. Y'all obviously know every president that we had got some corrupt shit going on. Yes, Obama is corrupt. So we're gonna get to that later, but let's keep going into MK Ultra. So now, let me check my notes real quick. Oh yeah, I wanted to touch on that too when they were saying about about everything and you with watching this video Out of the Shadows, they'll tell you about how they portray their stories through the movies. And a lot of people think that these movies are just false because it says fiction. But if you go look at Transformers, you'll realize if you watch Dark of the Moon, they literally got that from the story that came out in it was 1970. I think it was Apollo 19. It was a if you go look it up on YouTube and Google right now, 1.5 billion year old woman found on the moon. You will literally see a video of a woman on the moon in her spacecraft, and you'll see the spacecraft, and it's bigger than literally the entire United States. So that it's real. The stuff that they put in movies is real. Star Wars, George Lucas already confirmed that he based his whole Star Wars theme off of ancient Egypt and Japanese culture. So a Jedi is literally nothing more than a Pharaoh bodyguard, which was named a Deji back then. So you can go look this up. It's all researchable facts. Go look it up. I'm telling you now, everything that you see is real. Avengers, they put the end game in there when they did Infinity War, and when the scene where Thanos and Doctor Strange were talking, they literally told y'all what they was gonna do for the ending of the New World Order plan. So they literally sit there and put their agendas in the movies, and then they try to remix it in their own little version to make it seem like you don't think it's true. So y'all got to know what y'all watching, but let's keep moving. Excuse me. So MK Ultra, MK Ultra. Oh yeah, here go another one. MK Ultra. So if for all my Stranger Things fans out there, MK Ultra is literally. Oh, y'all couldn't hear the video, but y'all get what we saying. So MK Ultra is nothing literally but Stranger Things. So if you can go look it up, look up the relations that they have. They literally base Stranger Things off of this whole project. And it was in Hawkins, Indiana too, the exact location. So Project MK Ultra, also called the CIA mind control program. I don't know why they are so like hipped on trying to control minds. The code name was given to a program of experiments on human subjects that were designated and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, some of which were illegal, meaning that everybody should be in jail right now. Excuse me. Okay. So this is how I'm gonna tie in the Nazis with MK Ultra and how that they've been literally conspiring with Nazis to control our mind. So the mind control project MK Ultra was essentially a continuation of the work that began in Japanese and Nazi concentration camps. Not only was it roughly based on those experiments, but the CIA actually hired vivisectionists and torturers who had worked in the Japan and Nazi concentration camps to come and explain what they had found out that was so that we could build on our own research. For example, Nazi doctors had conducted extensive experiments with mescaline and Dachau, if I'm saying that correctly, concentration camp, and the CIA was very interested out of whether mescaline could be the key to mind control. That was one of their biggest avenues of investigation. So they hired the Nazi doctors who had been involved in the project to advise them. So exactly what I've been saying. So another thing is the Nazis provided information about poison gas like sarin, which is still used today. Nazi doctors came to America to Fort Detrick in Maryland, which was the center of this project, to lecture the CIA to tell them how long it would take for people to die from sarin. So so Operation Midnight Climax ties in with MK Ultra because they would literally have prostitutes drug people on the street, and they would get troops out of them, or they would drug certain targets that they had at the time. So here's the article right here. The CIA Operation Midnight Climax was exactly what it sounds like. On April 13th, 1953, CIA Director Alan Dulles authorized Project MK Ultra, the controversial series of experiments aimed at developing mind control techniques and discovering a true drug. Agents dosed subjects with LSD and other psychotropic narcotics, hypnotize them and expose them to radiation and electroshock therapy. Some of the participants were volunteers, but others did so unwillingly and unwittingly. Excuse. The CIA attempted to destroy all records of the programs, leaving behind only 7 boxes of official files overlooked during the document purge. But a few stories survived. One of the strangest revolved around a series of uncontrolled experiments named Operation Midnight Climax. The CIA operatives involved in Midnight Climax hired prostitutes in San Francisco to lure clients back to brothels. Once there, the agents secretly drug their targets and watch them engage in sexual activities behind a two-way mirror. So basically, they literally were drugging people, and they were doing all of these things to figure out how to gain mind control over the American people.
So I don't want to hear anybody say that they've been trying to use this to fend off Russia when Russia don't really give a fuck about us. They don't care. So we got to stop using that excuse. We know who they're trying to get at here. And then this is my and here after World War II, this is literally where the plan starts to come together. They created all of these, these organizations to make it seem like they supposed to be these peaceful, helpful organizations, but in reality, they're the ones that's telling us to lie. Literally, UNESCO was created, United Nations was created, World Health Organization was created, and the CDC was all created in the 40s. They were all created at the same exact time. So if you don't think that that's a coincidence, then you're crazy. So we're gonna get into Albert Pike's, three World War letter, where he literally, and this came out in 1871. If you don't know why, I'm gonna give y'all a background on him. Um, excuse me. Albert Pike was an American author, poet, orator, jurist, and prominent member of the Freemason. You should know what Freemasonry is by this time. If you don't, then go look it up. He was also a senior officer of the Confederate States Army who commanded the District of Indian Territory and the Trans-Mississippi Theater of the American Civil War. So now he's basically come up with this plan and the solution as a Freemason to take over the world and implement this New World Order agenda. So here are his three plans for the first three world wars. And this came out in 1871. The First World War started in 1918. So just remember that. Listen to this right here. The First World War must be brought about in the order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the powers of Caesars and Russia, and of making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The divergence caused by the agentor or agents of the Illuminati between the British and Germanic empires will be used to foment this war. At the end of the war, communism will be built and used in order to destroy other governments and in order to weaken the religions. Now that sounds about accurate about what happened in World War I. So let's get to the Second World War, and it gets even more accurate. So the Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the difference between fascists and the political Zionists. This war must be brought. If you don't know what a fascist is, basically dictatorship, people who believe in dictatorship. Zionists are literally like Jewish people who think of Jewish like ruling and operatives, basically. So this war must be brought about so that the Nazism is destroyed and that the political Zionism will be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel in Palestine during the Second World War. If you don't know, Israel literally just became a state about like 50 years ago. I forgot. But international communism must be strong enough in order to balance Christendom, if I'm saying that right, which would be then restrained and held into check until the time when we would need for the final social cataclysm. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this last Third World War. I'm not gonna read everything on the slide. So the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agitar or the agents, once again, of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world. Now, I'm going to tell y'all now, the leaders of the Islamic world is basically supposed to be Black people because they think we're the children of Israel. So this is basically nothing but the Jews right now versus Black people. And that's literally what we've been having going on. Jews have been infiltrating our country for as long as they can be. They run our music industry. They run the movie industry. They run all of it. So if you think Jews is just some innocent people, I feel bad for you. You must be crazy. Hitler had a reason to kill them off. So here we go. So meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on the issue, will be constrained to fight to the point to complete physical, moral, and spiritual and economical exhaustion. We've literally been going through this right now with the riots and George Floyd. But I'm not even going to get into George Floyd. Well, we are a little bit later, but we're not going to get into them right now. But I'm going to pass the mic to Derek, and he's going to talk about the 60s and the hanging of the Black leaders.
Yo, y'all can hear me? Vaughn, you can hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I'm finna raise my hand so you can share the screen. Or just pass the screen to me so I can go to mine. But anyways, family, I'm finna get into it. What I want y'all to know is, hold on. I'm gonna wait for him to pass my screen. What y'all should know is I'm gonna bring y'all up to history with political science. 1820, we had the presidential election of Andrew Jackson, challenging the old elites. So right now, what we doing, what Trump and all of them is doing, they challenging the old elites, which is basically the Illuminati. So in 1828, we had the popular vote for Andrew Jackson, and he became president, and then he started calling his group the Democrats. So that's how we came up with the Democrats. Hold on.